present tense, we can learn how to speak in the past. In Spanish, there are two kinds of past tense, and they are preterite and imperfect. But they each have their own set of rules. Today, we'll start with the preterite. Now, you use the preterite for actions in the past that are considered completed, like yo comí, I ate, yo corrí, I ran, y yo hablé, I spoke. Now, you know that there are three kinds of endings for verbs in Spanish. They are AR, ER, and IR. And right now, we're going to start with AR. The AR endings for preterite are a, aste, o, amos, asteis, and arron. Now, when you conjugate AR verbs in the preterite tense, what you do is take off the AR and add one of the endings. Now we'll do an example. We'll start with the verb hablar, which means to speak or to talk. So we remove the AR and we add one of the endings for the preterite. So we have yo hablé, tú hablaste, él, ella, usted habló, nosotros hablamos, vosotros hablasteis, ellos, ellas, ustedes hablaron. Let's do another example. Now we have the verb cantar, which means to sing. So we cross off the AR and we add one of the endings that we learned. So we have yo canté, tú cantaste, él, ella, usted cantó, nosotros cantamos, vosotros cantasteis, y ellos, ellas, ustedes cantaron. And those are the AR endings. Now that we learned AR, we can learn the ER and IR endings. For the preterite, the ER and IR endings are the exact same. So we have iste, io, imos, isteis, ieron. Don't forget to put the accent marks. Now, just like we learned for AR, when you conjugate these verbs in the preterite, you cross out the ending and you add whichever one you need. So you would add iste, io, imos, isteis, ieron. Let's do this verb. This ER verb, comer, means to eat. So remember, we cross out the ER and we add the endings. So we have yo comí, tú comiste, él, ella, usted comió, nosotros comimos, vosotros comisteis, y ellos, ellas, ustedes comieron. Let's do another example. So we cross out this ending, and then we add these. So we have yo rompí, tú rompiste, él, ella, usted rompió, nosotros rompimos, vosotros rompisteis, ellas, ellos, ellas, ustedes rompieron. So now, like we said, that the ER, IR verbs are the exact same, we can do the IR verbs as well. So we cross out this ending. On this verb is escribir, which means to write. So we cross off the IR, and we add the endings again. So we have yo escribí, tú escribiste, él, ella, usted escribió, nosotros escribimos, vosotros escribisteis, y ellos, ellas, ustedes escribieron. And our last example, again an IR verb, we cross out the IR and we add our ending. So yo decidí, and our verb is decidir, which means to decide. So we have yo decidí, tú decidiste, él, ella, usted decidió, nosotros decidimos, vosotros decidisteis, y ellos, ellas, ustedes decidieron. And that is the preterite tense for ER, AR, and IR verbs. Now that we know the preterite, we can move on to the imperfect. Now the imperfect you use in different situations than the preterite. We use them in situations like ongoing actions in the past, like escuchaba a mi canción favorita, I was listening to my favorite song. We use imperfect for descriptions. Cuando era niña, tenía el pelo rubio. When I was young, I had blonde hair. We use imperfect to describe weather. Llovía ayer, it rained yesterday. And we use imperfect to describe actions in the past, habitual actions in the past. Cuando cada verano mis padres y yo íbamos a la playa. Every summer, my parents and I would go to the beach. So, first let's start with the AR endings. They are aba, 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 ábamos, abais, y aban. Now we'll do an example. Remember, just like the preterite, to do the imperfect, we're going to take off this ending and add one of the endings that we've learned. Our verb, again, is hablar, which means to talk or to speak. So to do this, we just take off this ending and we add one of these. So we get yo hablaba, tú hablabas, él, ella, usted hablaba, nosotros hablábamos, vosotros hablabais, y ellos, ellas, ustedes hablaban. Let's do another. Again, we have our verb cantar, which means to sing. So we're going to remove this AR, and we're going to add one of our endings. So we get yo cantaba, tú cantabas, él, ella, usted cantaba, nosotros cantábamos, vosotros cantabais, y ellos, ellas, ustedes cantaban. And these are the AR endings. Now that we learned the AR endings, we can move on to ER and IR. Now, just like in preterite, the imperfect endings for ER and IR are exactly the same. So we have ia, ias, ia, íamos, iais, and ian. Now, don't forget these accent marks because they're very important. You have to have them. Let's do an example. Now we have our verb comer, which means to eat, and don't forget, we cross off this ER, we don't want it, and we take one of our endings from here. So we have yo comía, tú comías, él, ella, usted comía, nosotros comíamos, vosotros comíais, ellos, ellas, ustedes comían. We'll do another ER. We have our verb romper, which means to break. So remember, we take off the ER ending, and in its place, we put one of our imperfect endings. So we have yo rompía, tú rompías, él, ella, usted rompía, nosotros rompíamos, vosotros rompíais, y ellos, ellas, ustedes rompían. Now, like we said, ER and IR verbs are exactly the same, but we'll do some examples. So we have escribir, which means to write. We cross off the IR, and we add our imperfect ending. We have yo escribía, tú escribías, él, ella, usted escribía, nosotros escribíamos, vosotros escribíais, y ellos, ellas, ustedes escribían. And our last example, we have our verb decidir, which means to decide. So one last time, we're going to cross off this IR, and in its place, we're putting our endings. So we have yo decidía, tú decidías, él, ella, usted decidía, nosotros decidíamos, vosotros decidíais, ellas, ellos, ellas, ustedes decidían. These are the imperfect endings. And now that you know all the past tense, or now that you know preterite and imperfect, you're ready to speak in the past tense.